Dear student, today we will see the description of male reproductive structure in plant. So, we'll discuss the pre-fertilization structure and events. And you know what is the male reproductive structure of a flowering plant? It is nothing but stamen. So here I would like to go through certain terms which will help you to understand so many basic things. The male reproductive structure in plants is stamen, which is also called as microsporophyll. The sac of anther in microsporophyll are called microsporangia, which are also called as pollen sac. Then microsporangia produces microspore, which are also called as pollen grains or male gametophyte. Then microspore further produces male gamete, which are also called as sperm cells. Now let's discuss the structure of male reproductive structure of plant. So basically it consists of stamen. Stamen consists of anther, filament and connective. Filament is a stalk, whereas you can see at the top anther. Now if you look at the anther, first let's discuss the connective. It is the extension of filament between two anther lobes. And if you look at the anther, they consist of basically two lobes, and each of these two lobes has two sac called pollen sac, which are also called as microsporangia. So you can say one anther, it consists of 4 microsporangia. Okay, now we will discuss the structure of microsporangia. So if you look at the structure of microsporangia, now at the young stage, first this is the structure of mature microsporangia. If you look at the young stage, how the development occurs. So at the young stage, the microsporangia has only parenchyma cells which are surrounded by epidermis, and later on when the 4 microsporangia are defined, they contain archegonial cells. Now these archegonial cells, they divide by periclinal division, and they give rise to two different types of cells. The cells which are formed toward the outer cells are called parietal cells, and the cells which are formed toward the inner sides are called sporogenous cells. Parietal cells, they form the outer wall, and sporogenous cells forms the microspore or microspore mother cell, which later on forms the microspore. Now if you look at the structure of mature microsporangia, so the outer layer parietal cell actually forms 3 different sublayer. The outer one, you can see single layer epidermis. The middle one is called endothecium, and it is 2 to 3 cell layer, and it is fibrous. Then you can see the innermost is which consists of radially elongated cells. It is called tapetum, and the main function of it is to provide the nourishment to the growing sporogenous cells. And here you can see the sporogenous cells all at the center, surrounded by the wall, which is made up of 3 layers. Now let's see the sporogenous cells, how they are converted into microspore. So the process of formation of microspore in microsporangia is called microsporogenesis. So sporogenous cells which are present in the center of microsporangia, they differentiate and form microspore mother cell, which are diploid. And from these diploid cells, the meiosis occur and result in the formation of haploid microspore, which are 4 in number. So you can say one microspore mother cell gave rise to 4 microspore. Now these microspore, initially they are joined, and this condition is called tetrad. Later on, when the anther mature, the dehydration occurs over here, and these 4 you can say microspore, they detach from each other, and then the mature you can say microspore mother cell is formed. Microspore is also called as pollen grain. Now if you look at the structure of again microspore, this microspore when it get mature, it consists of first let's discuss the mitosis. Now this microspore, while getting maturated, it undergo a division, the first mitotic division, and first mitotic division result in the formation of two different type of cell, the vegetative cell and generative cell. The vegetative cell is the large cell, the generative cell is the small cell, and this generative cell is surrounded by the layer of callus within the microspore. Now this whole microspore is surrounded by a wall which is called sporoderm. Now if you look at the structure of wall, it consists of two layers, one is intine and another one is exine. The intine is inner layer which is thin, the exine is outer layer which is thick and non-uniform. Intine is uniform. Exine is non-uniform. It is because at some area it is thick because of the deposition of callus, and at some area it is thin and it forms the germ pore. Okay, and if you see the composition, the intine is made up of pectin plus cellulose, whereas the exine is made up of the most resistance material in this universe called sporulinin. And this material is resistant to you can say acid, alkali, high temperature and biological decomposition by enzymes. In case where the pollination occur by insect, this exine is covered by a yellow color substance called pollen kit, and this is to attract the insects. So this is all about the intine and exine. Now you just look at the structure, you can see the germ pore, exine, intine, generative cell. Now when this callus is dissolved, the formation of the pollen tube occurs from the whole intine. So intine forms the pollen tube. Now this stage is called two cell stage, and at this stage the pollen is released and reaches the stigma. How it reaches? It reaches by pollination. Now let's see the post pollination development. After pollination, the pollen grain reaches a stigma, and when they reach the stigma, they absorb water, nutrient from the stigmatic secretion through germ pore. And I have already discussed the callus will dissolve and the formation of pollen tube occurs. Now this pollen tube consists of tube nucleus. What is the function of tube nucleus? The tube nucleus controls the growth of pollen tube as it grows down the style into ovaries. So it actually guides the pollen tube. Whereas if you look at the generative nucleus, here the second mitosis occurs in the generative nuclei, and it produces two male gametes. Okay, now these male gametes follow the tube nucleus, okay, and they reaches the you can say egg apparatus or female reproductive part of the flower. After they go there, the one male gamete fuses with the egg and result in the formation of zygote. The another male gamete fuses with secondary nucleus of egg apparatus and result in the formation of endosperm. So this completes the description of male reproductive structure in plant. Thank you.